and welcome to session 34 of the Sphere of Power campaign, Wake of Destruction. Now you've done it. Seems that the last gem was taken from behind the golden doors of Bazaar was the key to something very powerful. After removing the gem from its setting, a subtle wisp of smoke preceded an all-encompassing guttural laughter that slowly grew in intensity and shook the ground beneath you. This does not bode well. Turning to follow the path of the newly restored River Athos, the party doubles back to the north where the waters diverge towards Bazaar. But an ominous sight greets them as they discover the remains of a recent and very bloody battle. Single survivor is discovered, but his wounds are grave. He manages to relay the events of the battle and asks you to deliver a message to his sheik in the Oasis to the north, along with a silver medallion which he presses into your hands. But despite all your efforts, the man succumbs to his wounds, the last to perish on these dunes of death. The story confirms what you had feared. The Efreet Pasha Khalitharius has been released and is bent on vengeance for his millennium of imprisonment. Two options now lie before the party: continue to follow the river towards the oasis that the dying soldier spoke of, or follow a second set of tracks which appear like sled lines that was found running from the battle site to the northwest. I'm speaking right into my microphone. Is anyone else having issues hearing me?
That's a lot better now. When you were telling the story, it was a little under, but then you were like, "I'm speaking right into my microphone," and it was like, "Wow."
Yeah, I didn't really move though. That's the thing. I mean,
I just
realized that half of my problem was that when I took my phone off my headset, I forgot to turn it back on to speakerphone. It's better now.
All right. Well, I will try not to offend my mouth with the microphone, but I kind of got to wrap my lips around it for it apparently to pick me up well. All right, so let's see. First thing to make sure that we get in place is the time and date and time. So it's very early in the morning, but that's not unusual because you guys have decided to travel at night to avoid this punishing heat of the day. And I will, well, first, actually, let me copy this over to the game log. And we'll do a quick refresher of the last text that we shared from the dying soldier. Gasping for breath, the dying man tells this tale. 2 days ago, we and the Lancers found the Oasis of Elohir, north of here, burned to rubble. We followed the trail of the attackers here, determined to have vengeance. No sooner had we arrived than over the western hills were seen clouds of dust and smoke. Suddenly, a tower of fire soared into the sky, taking the shape of a huge man. His voice shook the ground. Look upon the death of the world, ye mortals, he roared from the clouds, for I have been released from bondage and have come for my revenge. He raised his hand and the ground opened. Out poured his army of undead, and we were slain. The warrior removes a medallion he is wearing and presses it into your hand. Then he gasps with his last breath. I beg of you, take this medallion of honor and show it to my Sheikh Kasim. He is lord over the oasis of the White Palm that lies to the north. Alas, the place is set. Tell him what happened to us, and he will reward you. Only he can stop this evil now. And those are his last words before he dies. So before or after he dies, you guys do a quick search of the area. You realize that everything has already been looted. But in addition to obvious tracks that seem to follow the riverbed towards the north, kind of northeast in the direction that the soldier indicated, you also discover a set of tracks that lead off to the northwest. And the tracks appear to, they're not foot tracks, but appear to be more like sled marks.
Okay, so the sled's probably the guys who looted the bodies, I'm assuming. Does it make sense to anyone else that we should go to the White Palm, Oasis of the White Palm last? If Kasim knows how to stop it, we're still not going to be able to stop it without all the pieces, without all the stars, right?
Right.
That makes sense.
Don't forget, I was preparing his body, so I'm not sure how long his body will stay preserved enough for us to sidetrack off a bit.
I don't suppose anybody has gentle repose.
Negative.
Morning.
I'm
peace, love,
easy.
and yogurt.
Good morning,
Yo. You missed the recap, homie.
I hate it when that happens.
We let the big bad out. We went towards a battle. We found a dying soldier. He told us his leader to the north of the White Palm can help. He's the only one that can defeat the big bad. I just mentioned that it's useless to go to the guy who can defeat the big bad without all the stars.
Yes, that's a good call.
That's Cliff Note. That's the Cliff Note version.
I love Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes are awesome.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Haig have 0 hit points?
Because he's dead.
Because I'm dead. Blech.
That probably is not a good thing.
Because his
Or
max
he's
hit points is
undead.
currently set to 0.
Somebody was mad at me.
Interesting. And do we have any idea? Let's see, class and level, fighter 6. Shoot, what happened to all your hit points?
We're all dead.
No idea. Oh, we're all dead? Really?
All right, so
This has
now
all just been a
No.
bad dream.
30 days have gone by and none of us have eaten.
Your vitamins are depleted.
Animals have smothered us in their sleep.
So the question is, how do we
I like to just think that someone tried to take Jim Wizard evil sword off him, and he had his revenge.
That's what it was.
All right, so Dan, by any
Could
chance, do you
be.
remember what your hit points were?
Oh, I didn't have. So the stats are.
It wasn't that
Messed
you
up,
were
huh?
wounded, it was that your max hit points had been set to 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe they are 54. 54 or 56, but 54 sounds good.
I will
Well, we
try
can
to-
always recalculate it.
That's true.
Or look
Well,
back
no,
to the
it should be
previous
random die
battle.
rolls.
If you look back to the previous video session, it's probably got it listed in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I'm not about to comb through that for right now. 54 should be good for today, and I will try to look it up through some other means.
Well, Fantasy Grounds in the beginning didn't take into account the choice to do the random die rolls. It automatically leveled
Still
you up
doesn't.
based on statistic.
It still doesn't. It still gives you average.
Okay, so there you go. Because I wanted to do that in the beginning of Jim's game, way back in the beginning, and Fantasy Grounds wouldn't let us.
Wow, really? I thought it
Yep.
was always randomly generated.
Negative.
Always
Boo.
average.
Boo. Yeah, I might have to do something about that for future levels.
Love it. But yeah, I mean, it would make it easy for you to check if I'm right, because it should have just been automatic.
All right, so with that in mind, We're gonna do a bit of a experiment or staging. When we do level again, make sure you pay attention to what your current hit points are and note how many more you get. We will do in manual rolls for your next level,
Awesome.
and then
I think you should just, let's test this out right now. You can level us all up to 7.
I like this plan.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, DM veto on this one. That would definitely be good prep for the session, though. Absolutely. Yeah, let's just take another level. No problem.
Well, I have heard that power walking through a desert do level a man up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking in the sand, a little extra. Yeah.
Extra XP for every step taken.
Technically, should I get 2 leveled because I'm working 4 legs?
How does that count if you're asleep on top of one of the camels the whole time?
That is true.
I was going to say you get 2 levels in meowing.
No, do you know what that's called? That's called power leveling.
It's energy conservation. That's it.
That's something that a droid can embrace, I'm sure. Sustainable existence.
Double the XP for 4 legs, halved because they were camel 4 legs.
All right, so what would you guys like to do?
The brothers are staring at the wizard.
Well, do we
The
have a general
wizard, who,
direction
the
of where
wizard who is looking surprisingly confused because he's having a hard time remembering what he just did.
Yeah, it has been way too long since our last session.
Oh yeah. Well, and
Hell
the
is
last session somebody
looking-
covered him.
True.
Canelo was just looking from the battlefield to the sled-like tracks to everybody else in sequence.
Oh.
And just like, I don't know. You tell me
Well,
where we're going and I'll lead the way.
Yeah, so is there any sort of, there's no visual aid for this, is there, Keith?
For the battle scene, no, there is not.
Yeah, just so we can get some kind of comparison of. All right, Alex, so on the overland map, we're at the D&D symbol. To the
Yep.
south is the sunken city.
Yep.
And the sled lines are going to be all the loot, right? We want to chase the loot, I'm assuming, right?
I like loot. I guess if there's 2 routes.
What direction is the last big shiny we need?
I don't think we know, but I guess if there's 2 ways to go, I say we go the way that, my vote is for the way that is not towards the white palm.
Which is where the big nasty guy is.
Well, it's where the guru of the fight against the big nasty is.
Got it. So we can't talk to him until we have the other shiny.
Is my guess. I don't know that for sure.
Unless he has the other shiny.
It's a good point.
The other thing is, maybe we should go talk to him and
See if he knows where the other shinies are.
maybe he knows where the other shinies are, and he may or may not know what is causing all this destruction. He may or may not have news yet by the time we get there.
So do we keep that we have the other shinies to ourselves until we find out what he knows?
Probably,
Okay.
but
Well, that's what
We
I would do.
don't
I
need
would
to
let
keep-
him know what our hand is.
yeah, we should let him know what our quest is, but we don't need to let him know how far we've gotten.
Correct.
And it might be a good idea to not show or let him know that we got the shinies because if I remember correctly, the creature did say I've been set free. And I just looked towards our scout.
And I just give you this blank stare back.
But you told me to, you told me to, you told me to.
To the white palm dude then.
I just remembered technically, Mishram wouldn't know that because he weren't down there. That what happened when you play two characters.
Yep. That's what happens when you play two characters and the party gets split.
That's right. So we're gonna have to start juggling programs here and going back to Zoom, and when other people can't hear, just muting the audio for them so they can't hear what's going on. Add a new layer.
Send them into breakout rooms.
There you go.
Those actually work pretty damn well. Right, Ro?
Yeah, I think well, going up and talking to the guy sounds persuasive. If we can keep secret, if we tell him our quest, the very next question he's going to ask is how far along are you on your quest? So
True.
you know, I don't know.
Again,
But
if we don't
didn't-
follow, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, but didn't the guy said go up and let him know what happened here? So that might be enough. Just go up and let him know.
If we don't try to catch the sled, we say goodbye to loot. Just throwing that out there. I don't care either way.
Well, my thought about the loot is we should really only take food and water. Everything else should be returned to the locals because
We're good people.
looting the newly dead who died because we goofed up the order of operations just doesn't feel right. We should give that stuff back as
Fine.
gesture of respect. But if we don't follow the track now, we might lose the chance to retrieve that stuff.
Well, two things I'd like to ask is number one, we finished wrapping up the preserving the bloke body so we could take it back. Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Have we finished wrapping up the bloke body and preserving it for us to take back?
Yes, that's right. You were planning on doing that.
Okay.
And I need to clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, unfortunately, the text is a little messed up on this section, and the interconnections they did a poor job of editing this when they consolidated the module. So I need to clarify something in this area. There's not. So the dying warrior told you about the Oasis of the White Palm that lies to the north. You also quickly notice the trail of the sled trail that goes off not to the west, but to the northeast. It kind of runs parallel to the riverbed. That being said, you do find another trail of burned stone and gnawed bones that leads westward.
My company's here, guys. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Yep.
So you actually have 3 options.
Okay. Let me turn into a panther, and I will sniff the tracks to see what they smell like.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Do you want that in the tower or out in the open?
You're doing an investigation check.
I'll use in perception to see if the creatures that what the creatures may be that took the different paths.
Yeah, go ahead and roll in the tower on that one.
Okay.
You don't want to know how reliable the information I'm going to give you is.
Plus, I might get a nostril full of sand instead. Who knows?
Yeah, this is true, unfortunately. All right, so
Good Colombian sand.
all right, so as I said, it's burned stone and gnawed bones. So yeah, the smell of a kiln is what comes off of it. It's obviously something that was very hot.
Does it look similar to some of the battle scenes we saw back on the battlefield?
Similar, but not the same. You can tell on the battlefield that there was targeted points of char and singe in the sand, whereas this is just seems to be a general area effect that was left behind. But yeah, the glass in some, or the sand in some cases has actually been melted into glass. So the area is kind of shiny, glittering and whatnot.
Do you want me to take the time to cast Detect Magic? It'd be 10 minutes. See if there's anything magical around us.
That's a party question.
I don't
Depending on
know.
the prep of the body, it wouldn't hurt.
I will point out, and someone in the party probably would notice this and voice it themselves upon looking upon the scene. So, the river is clearly marked. The set of sled trails to the northeast do appear to be clearly marked and follow the path of the river. The trail of bones and burned stone going to the west-northwest leads you right out into the open desert. There is nothing out there.
Okay, I vote against that direction. I'm going to suggest to the party that that's probably where this Efreet went.
That makes sense.
We can track him down later once we have all the stuff. The question really is follow the river to the Oasis or follow the sled lines.
6 one, half the other. I mean, they're both going in the general same direction. So
Yeah, basically the sled lines run north-northeast, and the Sand Voyager Trail runs northeast.
So which do we follow?
How important is a timely notification to the guy about what happened here?
You get a chance to ask him. But just to remind you of his last line, I beg of you, take this medallion of honor and show it to my Sheikh Kasim. He is lord over the oasis of the White Palm that lies to the north. Alas,
Yeah,
the
let's
place is
take
set.
him.
Tell him what happened to us, and he will reward you. Only he can stop this evil now.
Yeah, I would say probably important, because what
Yeah.
happened if he don't know about this and he hadn't, like, no survivors got there. So the only
Yeah.
people we give him heads up that danger's coming.
Yeah, as curious as I am about who and or what made the sled-like tracks and where all the stuff is that was clearly looted from the bodies. I think notifying the local chief is probably more important.
Let's do it.
One other thing to be aware of at this point, you've probably noticed it over the past 15 or 20 minutes, but the desert air is suddenly growing very, very chill. It seems like the night air is going to have another frost over. You've encountered this once before, if you recall, but yeah, you want to bundle up. It's getting pretty cold.
Which probably makes the Goliath think, oh, this is starting to feel almost like home.
Yeah, they're enjoying the weather for sure. And Mizram doesn't really too much in panther form, but the rest of you are definitely feeling a chill in your bones.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the two Goliaths, go, oh my god, they're not going to wear me as a scarf again, are they?
So yeah, Kale is just going to suggest that we start moving towards the Oasis.
Yep, that sounds good.
North, Miss Tessmacher.
So straight north, you're going to divert from the Sand Voyagers Trail?
No, I'm joking. North, northeast, wherever. Follow the.
No,
follow
we
the river.
we should follow the Sand Voyagers Trail.
You said that was due north, right?
No, the Sand Voyagers Trail is the dashed line on the map.
Okay, so northeast.
Yeah, and remember that's not
Yeah.
an actual trail. It's a path that is marked by those glittering markers that are about 5 miles apart, but are usually clearly visible in the desert. Or highly
Right.
reflective, so they glisten and whatnot, even in the moonlight.
Yeah, I would follow the Sand Voyagers Trail, or at least try to keep track of its markers while we follow the river. Just because staying close to a source of water is probably a good idea until and unless they diverge drastically.
Agreed.
All right, so we're going to set you on the path to the northeast, roughly. So as you start heading off in that direction, the chill is definitely setting into the air. You'd even say it's probably approaching close to freezing temperature at this point. Obviously, it's not going to stay this cold long enough for anything like the river to freeze or anything like that, but yeah, you're kind of surprised by how cold it is. And you spend about the next 6 hours or so. Hold on. Expose more. Do that for you. So as dawn arrives, relatively uneventfully, other than the fact that the frost actually creates a thin layer of moisture on the ground, and by the time the sun rises, there's actually a brilliant bloom of small flowers all over the place. It's very colorful. It's kind of surprising after the bleakness of the desert that you've been in for past month or so now. But in doing so, it makes an area pretty clearly visible as you're moving in that direction. The trail suddenly broadens amid the dunes, The clean white bones of camels stand in a roughly 100-foot circle. A set of 3 sled tracks leads northeast.
Lovely.
And actually, the trail that you're noticing, you can see that it seems to merge back with the Sand Voyagers trail, not too far to the northeast.
We should go and investigate camel bones and continue forth.
And I should point out, it is close to 9 in the morning. The sun is rising. The heat is building quickly. The frost has definitely dissipated. And it's probably time for you guys to set camp.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I can make the dome.
That dome definitely comes in handy. All right. And so you make camp, tie up the camels, sit down to a little bit of breakfast / dinner, depending on your current sense of pagan standard time. And you have relatively an uneventful, relaxing rest until the sun goes down later that afternoon.
So anything entertaining or unusual about the circle of dead camels?
If you're going to investigate it while you're there, no, not really.
All right.
What you find strange, though, is that it seems relatively fresh, like there's still some moisture in there. They obviously haven't been baking in the sun for several days. But it's clean. Bones are picked clean. There's nothing on them.
Interesting.
So it's very nice of us to leave fresh camels out there for whatever it is to come after.
Yeah, I would say that the rest of the camels are probably kind of spooked. All right. Any special requests, instructions before you head back out?
Nothing at the moment.
Let's see. Da, 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 da. Give me just a moment.
My Zoom is doing funny things. Am I still connected?
Yeah, we still hear you.
I see we crashed,
Okay.
huh? Do we have a big crash?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I got.
My screen's
I'm
I don't
kicked,
see anything.
Yeah, both of my screens are up. I must have been a
I'm
local
kicked right
crash.
out of game.
Dope.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, my Zoom just said goodbye as if I had been dropped out of the meeting, but apparently not. I'm not dropped out of the meeting, so I'm very confused.
Yeah, we hear
And
you.
Dan, apparently your 0 hit points meant something.
Oh, what did it mean?
Foreboding.
Oh.
You're gonna
You
die.
have- You have been terminated.
All right, you know what? Let's take a quick break. Let Dan get a chance to get reconnected, and I need to prep up something, but let's see.
Yeah, the guy who's here is going to do some drywalling for me. He's like, yeah, I can start right now. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, just front me $100. So I'm going to run down to the gas station, get him $100.
Okay, that looks like
That
So-
sounds great.
sounds like
so
a good
that
time for a
bre-
break then.
Yes, it's perfect. So, and then I'll be good for the rest of the session with no interruptions, hopefully.
Awesome. All right, let's make sure we get time for everything. So let's take a 20-minute break until 10 after the hour.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
And that'll give Dan hopefully a chance to get his session back up and connected. More than enough time. All right. Let's see. Obviously, something's about to happen. What will you know or see at this point? Well, let's start with. All right, so I've shared a map. Go ahead. Remember, you are traveling. Actually, the way you're lined up right now, it's like you're walking in a flank towards the northeast. So line yourselves up in the direction that matches your party sheet marching order. And yeah, basically you are, let's see. That's the direction you are traveling.
The wizard is not first. I'm just saying that.
I wonder why. All right. I'm going to pause the recording and we'll be back here at 10 after.
Okay.
All right. So
That doesn't look good.
well, most of you have encountered scorpions before, but I don't think any of you have seen any this large before. They're all classified as large creatures, which means they're all bigger than you, including the Goliaths. You see them in the distance. They apparently have not noticed you yet.
Now's a good time for crack shot to take it out of the distance.
Fireball?
Yeah,
Fireball.
you can do a fireball.
That sounds like a very good way to start this off.
Sorry, I was hearing hairball there. You all asking me to do a hairball?
Not even 100 feet, barely 100 feet. It's an easy shot. So yeah,
They seem to be focusing on some piece of carrion or whatnot that they're sharing. Perhaps they're a pair. They're not fighting over it.
well, as soon as they see us, they're going to attack. So should we start it off with a?
I think we should start it off with a fireball. They haven't seen us yet, but
They don't appear to be
I think we should
responding
start
to you
the-
anyway.
I think we should start things off with a fireball and an arrow to the face.
Yeah, say fireball, whatever lives after that, then she can take them off at a distance.
And I can just see Keith shaking his head because there's probably like 12 more. So. All right. So that's what I'd like to do. Throw a fireball at it.
And
as
Well-
soon as he's done throwing his fireball,
well,
then
Jim, you need to roll
I will shoot
initiative.
it.
Jim, you need to roll initiative first. And Ms., you rolled a nit, but it didn't populate. What the hell?
Or maybe I won't.
Yeah, but strangely enough, it's still better than the scorpions. They're not being very attentive or responsive, or maybe it's just too damn cold for the arachnids. But yes, I do believe technically they are arachnids. They do have 8 senses.
It's too cold. Let me warm you up.
I have an idea. Whee! All right, so yeah, go. So Kaylee, Mizram, and Fekish all have the option to do something before you finally get into the swing of the incantation. But if there are no objections, you may target and proceed.
You could
I'm
ready
gonna
a
hold
shot.
my action until after. I'm gonna ready to shoot. Whichever one looks is still alive and looks the most damage after his fireball.
The most
How
damage,
dark
not
is
the
it out?
most pissed. The one that appears to be the most hurt, not the one that appears to be the most pissed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Ready,
Is
shot,
it
noted.
daylight or evening or nighttime or what is it?
Time is in the chat.
Okay, so it depends when the sun sets, but it'll be either twilight or dark. So
No, it's dark at this point. So yeah, you're gonna
Okay.
light up the desert.
yeah, exactly. Gonna let the world know we're here. What could go wrong,
Everything.
right? All right, here we go. If Fekish or is anybody else holding anything, I'm assuming the brothers would probably just ready to hit anything that got close to him, would be my guess.
I'm just waiting to see if I need to cast something or wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I suddenly got Katy Perry running through my head, lighting up the night like the 4th of July.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know why, it just connected.
Yeah,
You can't deny, Mr. DJ, that was seriously overplayed.
true. I agree.
Came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So this little thing of fire starts between my hands, zooms past everybody, and as it goes, it grows and gets bigger and bigger, and then hits.
You've been waiting a long time for that, haven't you?
Yes. So now we've got some very upset. So, did the turn thing come to? I don't see the turn marker on the combat tracker.
I don't either.
Say what? Oh yeah, good point.
Kremlin. Nothing but Kremlin.
Well, I took a shot and I thoroughly missed.
Okay, and since that was my turn, then I passed my turn.
All right, so Kaylee, you took your shot, you missed. Ouch. Yeah, I guess you
Yeah.
you need to get a 1 every now and then.
No, you don't.
Every once in a while.
All right, so Fekish, you do have an option. Her shot goes wide. Your initiative is well ahead of the other two. You want to take advantage of it?
No, I'm gonna take a ready action. Wait and find out what happens with the fireball.
The fireball just went off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is the aftermath of the fireball? Did it do something? Did it kill them both?
No,
It did.
Both.
15 points of damage to one and 31 points to the other.
Nice. All right. Let's see then. So which one's which? It's 20. classes. Eyeballs can't read a goddamn thing.
No,
That one's
I
heavily
took the
damaged,
most damage. I
so
took the big damage. 24 still seems to be in pretty good, reasonable shape.
target that one. And skills, no. Actions, yes. And hit him with a spiritual hammer. Miss. Fucker. All right, next.
That's a pretty long shot. What did you shoot with?
Spiritual hammer.
Weapon. Oh, but you missed. Bummer. All right. So with that, you shot at number. Okay, Lily, which one did you attack? 9 or 24?
9.
Yeah, so it's coming right towards you.
Why is it mad at her? She completely missed. It should still be mad at the wizard.
Yeah, but the wizard's in the back and, perception.
True.
I was not sure exactly where it came from. As Jim pointed out, it surged in between everyone and then grew out of the party. So you can't really tell where it came from.
It's generally pissed at everybody.
So yeah, they
Who's running
tried
Varric?
to basically just close distance, but they do not charge. So that means Varric is now up. Did Matt manage to get back on? Oh no, Matt's not joining us today. That's right. Dan, are you going to control your brother today? I'm sorry, I am so bad about distinguishing the two of you guys. You're so alike in so many respects in the game, the characters.
They are twins.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, no, they are physically different.
They're both made of stone.
I've never run Goliaths in a campaign, and so I just think of the cold giants, the cold loving giants.
Well, we won't consider you racist or anything, but they're both made of stone.
Oh, come on. If it wasn't for D&D, I probably would be a racist.
Probably. Only because I've known you in real life for a very long time.
So Dan, are you there? Or are you on mute or something?
I think he got disconnected earlier, and he also said the person basically helping him in the bathroom to sand it down and prep it came round.
Okay, I thought he made it back. Oh, that's right. He didn't hit the ready check, so that is my fault. All right. All right. So party recommendations. What are we going to have the Goliath brothers do while we wait for Dan to come back?
Charge?
Kill it.
Yep, charge indeed.
I mean, that's totally in character for them, is to charge and start swinging.
Yep. I don't disagree.
Break shit.
All right. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Look at that. 25. Barrett going left or right?
Left.
He'd probably go after the stronger one.
Or right down the center? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Right.
3.
1, and he'd aim for the stronger one.
Left.
Yeah, we'll just, he's going for the stronger one. He's going to go to the right.
Okay.
Extremely sorry. Extremely sorry, guys. I should be good.
Oh, cool. No, perfect timing. So
We just
it is your turn. You've run into
sand scorpions.
yes, giant scorpions. They're larger than you,
It's
even you brothers. They didn't notice you. Redrith decided to get their attention with a fireball. He did some pretty good damage,
Ooh.
but they have now closed distance. So you are coming basically from about, yeah, so I'll put you back to where you were. You get to
Sure.
decide what to do. The one on the left is more heavily damaged.
Left is heavily damaged. It looks like I'm closer than my brother.
it is Varric's
It's
turn.
Varric's turn.
It
So
is
sorry,
Varric. Okay, so he's going to have to move more than.
Oh, let me lock.
Yeah, get him. Let's
So
get
yeah,
him.
the question is, are you going to go after the one that's more heavily damaged, the one that's stronger, still has more health, or are you going to just charge
Oh,
right up?
definitely. Nah, go. Let's veer to the left. Once we get into up in front of KLE, let's travel north on the map just a little bit. Attempting to leave room for Haig to get in there too. So that way we can mitigate multiple hits per turn.
Makes sense.
And let's see. Let's just go with his. I don't know if he's released to me, but if we want to do his, he's got some sort of aggro thing, some sort of like Kaylee's got Hunter's Mark. He has got some sort of thing like that, right?
You should have control of him now.
Okay, let's see. No, I gotta go to characters. Where is that? Calendar. Combat tracker, party sheet character. Oh, it's that. Doy. I do not see him selectable on the character selection. There we go. And it kicked me out.
You got kicked out of the game?
Really?
I just got the text box in the upper left loaded with errors. Network receive file, measure module load, thumbnail, something.
All right.
Let's
So
see
we're
if
not
it
going to
works.
have you share characters. We'll just
Hold on. I might be okay actually. It might just have been an error log and everything else seems okay.
Oh, okay. As long as you didn't
Sweet.
get booted.
Let's see.
Alex, have recent patches been buggy?
Slightly?
It happens even to the best of coders. That's good to know trends.
And you said you were having network problems when you first started. Is this maybe just part of that? Maybe your
Maybe.
connection is spotty enough that it's just enough for Fantasy Grounds to kick you out?
That could be.
Fantasy Grounds is definitely sensitive to network issues.
Okay. So he does have a Hunter's Mark. So that says self. This will be a little bit new to me. So let's get Scorpion under 9 under my attention. So I do the one that just says Hunter's Mark and not self, right?
Alex?
So on your target, you click the one that just says Hunter's Mark. And then
Correct.
you also click the one that says self.
Also click.
And that
Okay.
should put it on you.
How's that look in
Yep.
the tracker? Does it look right?
And in the text
Yep.
box.
Okay, very good. So,
That's
and then
a
we'll
tricky,
do,
coding mechanic.
yeah, I think we're good though. And let's do.
Anyway, this thing is
Let's
definitely
do-
not happy with your approach. It seems tentative, not fearful, but it definitely seems to respect you, or at least it seems like it doesn't recognize you or what kind of foe you are. Seems smart enough to know not to smart enough to be aware it doesn't know what to expect.
But definitely aggressive. It's not checking me out, deciding whether it's going to.
No, it's not, but it's not blind. It's not berserkering in either.
Okay.
It's being a little more reserved than a wild animal.
All right. So if I.
I.e., it didn't charge you, it kept out of range, even though it could have. Oh, after all that to roll a 1.
Oh, really?
The pain.
Ew.
The pain. The pain.
So I missed.
Like I said, after all that, we're gonna.
I didn't
ignore
even
the
see-
count.
No. You hit Searing Smite, which
But
forced the save. And it failed the save.
It failed save. That's what I thought.
Oh. Why do I? Okay, my apologies, guys. I'm reading the chat. It's been too long. I'm rusty with fantasy.
Me too. That's why I'm kind of looking at it like, wait, isn't that what it says?
Nope, she's 100% right. So it failed the save. You got the Searing Smite on it, but how much damage did it do? Or didn't?
All right. So I got to figure
Oh,
out
you gotta
which
roll
of
the
these
you gotta
5.
roll the damage. Yep.
Yeah. Which of these 5 buttons is the damage?
Probably the one with
Okay.
the blood drop.
That's the extra fire damage, I think. So that's the effect. So wait, this is the roll. This is the effect.
Mhm.
Right? And this is the fire damage.
Nice.
Sweet. Okay.
It goes
And
boom.
I believe that's my turn.
Okay. Well, that was a good turn. It took a little, but yeah. And this was this was the one that had taken the most damage. So, but still, you finished it off
Yep.
cleanly. You just walked right up to it and impaled it before it could even do anything.
Sweet.
Good thing they're not smart enough to take ready actions.
Right?
All right.
They're
I
smart,
hit,
but they're not that smart.
Yep.
I hit the button.
Damn it.
There we go.
I don't.
Ooh.
It's Haig's turn.
Yep. I know.
Yeah,
That was
I
my
hit it
fault.
twice.
Oh,
Oh, it
I
was.
hit it.
Okay.
Oh, you hit it and I hit it. That's what happened.
Gotcha. Sweet.
It was
So
actually
I get to follow up. I
Yeah, you get to go
with
after the other one if
Broham.
you want.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna take my leisurely swings. First swing with the Sunblade. Oh, no, hold on. I gotta drag that on to this guy.
Thank goodness for those bonuses.
Cool. Oh, right. I didn't think I swung very.
Yeah, you only rolled an
Well.
8, but you have a +9, which is enough.
and I roll a 1 with the damage. So swell.
And still managed to do 7 points of damage. So you hurt it a little bit more, but yeah, not as effective as your brother is.
So we're gonna do the follow-up swing here. That'll do, pig. There's that. And then the extra attack again with the Sunblade.
Oof.
Oh, and that ain't gonna do it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, they got to at least have some chance to respond here, but geez. All right, Kaylee, you're up.
Good.
I should have given you more scorpions. Ooh.
Level.
That'll
yeah.
make up for a
Levels.
1.
And yeah, you get the sneak attack because guess who's next to him?
He's focusing on Haig. This is gonna
Boom.
hurt. Pow!
Boom! He's dead.
Ouch.
Exploded.
I was gonna say he floated.
Yeah, he very floated. He go
So
boom.
some of the older guys, she had that Rambo from Rambo 2, that gasoline tip.
Yeah.
Takes
Yeah,
out the
I'd say that landed right between the eyes and split the carapace wide open.
Yep.
Goliaths are covered in goo.
He slimed
Yeah, Hagen's just covered in brains and guts and ick.
Venkman, you okay? Venkman!
Yellow green ichor.
He got me. He got me, Ray.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very nice.
Cool.
I do like that Fantasy Grounds makes that part of the game so much easier and smooth. It's like, okay, there we go. Experience. No calcs needed. It's already in there. Because let's face it, that's the one part of
All
the
right.
game on the tabletop that usually takes the most time. Okay, wait, I got to figure out experience. No, I just click a button.
Yeah, adding figuring out how much experience each person gets, and then actually doing the math to add it to their totals.
Yep. So it's in some ways it is definitely a time saver. Others not so much, but in some it definitely is.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
effective removal of 2 venomous opponents. Venomous or poisonous? Poisonous. Yeah.
Venomous.
Yeah, it does have to be.
They're venomous.
Yeah, you're right. It does have to be injected through the teeth.
No.
No.
I don't know, but I don't remember how the definition works.
Venomous through the teeth.
They're venomous.
They're venomous,
Poisonous.
but not
They're venomous because it has to be injected. It's injected via the stinger, not the teeth, but as long as it's injected, that makes it a venom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, spinning cobra would be poisonous as well as
Yes.
venomous.
Yep.
Good times.
Because the same substance can be both a poison and a venom. The difference is really how it gets into your system.
Application.
Then again, there's also
So-
just the caustic things that just eat away at everything, and it doesn't matter.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have any glass vials?
I'm sure we do. I mean, we have drunk potions, right?
Do we
We
want?
probably have empty potion bottles.
I wonder if we want any scorpion venom.
I'm going to step a little outside the bounds here, but you could just chop off the end of the tail too.
Oh, true.
They'd be probably about Goliath fist sized.
I was going to say that sounds like a Varric thing to do.
Well, there you go.
Tap off the tail. He sniffs it a little bit, contemplates taking a bite, and is like, probably not. He puts it in his bag.
Yeah.
And you each get one.
You might want to cook it first.
Maybe drain it of the yellowish black ichor.
No, that's the part that they want, so that they can, coat their weapons with it and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Paint their face with it. Oh, guess what? That left a mark. All right. So, my apologies that wasn't sufficiently challenging, but
Well, sure it was, because the first couple of rounds, nobody hit anything.
It was perfect.
well, they didn't even get a chance to attack. Really, they just got to move up and go. "Ugh."
I think we even skipped my second round. So
I mean, it's hard work
Or do-
sitting in the back cleaning my
Taylor is
paws.
the only one who got to go twice.
oh, okay, very good.
And again, her first shot didn't count. She missed wildly.
Yeah, and the only reason that you got to go after they did is because they chose not to do anything until the fireball went off.
Right.
So, but otherwise, yeah, you except for the Goliaths, you were at the bottom of the initiative stack, but still faster than the Scorpions.
So again, that's not our fault. That's the Scorpion's problem.
Yep, and they dealt with it appropriately. All right, so with that in mind, well,
Moving on up.
those are gone. Close out that image. And so with that, let's see. Unless there was anything else that you guys want to do, you have the option to proceed on.
Oh, we've run out of parts to cut off the dead scorpion, so moving on up.
True.
Yeah, I think we'll move on.
I did miss the part where we decided which way to go.
Party, you want to fill?
We're keeping track of the Sand Voyagers Trail while staying as close to the river as we reasonably can for as long as we can, because staying close to a water source is helpful, but we're basically trying to follow the Sand Voyagers Trail.
Towards the White Palm?
Yep.
Towards the guru guy. Okay, very good.
Yeah, we've decided that we want to go inform him of what's happened and why it's happened, and see if he has any information about where to go find these gems. We're not planning on telling him that we have 2 of them if we can help it.
Okay, so ask questions, see if he relinquishes information, and use that to our advantage.
Well, at this point, based on what the dead guy said, just alerting him to what's going on, he should be giving us information. So we shouldn't have to provide anything other than we found dude in the desert and said to come find you.
Very good.
At least that would be my spin on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She awake? No. Shit. I had to tease my son a little bit. My son Ian, who is not socially awkward, just not socially adept. Would you say that? That's a good description, Jim?
Yeah, that sounds right.
He beat my older son, who is the suave, people pleaser, popular guy, to having a girlfriend.
Good on him.
So my wife and I have been teasing him lately about his girlfriend, who I have to take him to her house after D&D. So I said, is she going to be okay with the fact that it's been almost 24 hours since she saw you? He goes, you guys are making a big deal out of this.
Isn't that part of
what you're supposed to do?
That's right. I have been relishing this moment since he was born.
What grade is he in, Dan?
He's a junior.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There's an elephant in the house.
Excuse me. In my house?
I don't know. I just heard banging.
Yeah, he's that's the guy doing the drywall. All I had for corner bead nails for drywall were 2.5-inch roofing nails.
Yeah, it's not going to work very well.
Well, it's just going to take a while to get them in.
Dan, I have drywall screws if you need some.
He wanted well, this is for the corner bead, so you usually use the flat nails.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
So
good.
Tim tried to do as well as he could before he had to go and do other things. So he came in to put the second coat of drywall mud on, and he put it on very thick. So
Tim never does anything by half measures.
yeah, so Billy's coming in and finishing it off for me.
So I take it the rest of the night is uneventful.
Yes, you may. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute still. So yeah, you make it
Oh.
in the morning, and as I was saying, that you didn't hear me. I'm going to presume that you're following the ski tracks that are leading off into the to the northeast. They don't exactly match the Sam Voyager Trail or the river, but they're close enough that you can keep both in sight. And it seems to be the most recent set of tracks, and also the hardest to see from a distance. Also, as far as the river goes, you are kind of reaching the extent of where the river is filled in. So even though the map shows that it's all blue, you're kind of at the leading edge of where the water is restocking the riverbank.
Still catching up.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not a fast flowing river, but it is definitely a life-giving river.
Well, the brothers are sick of being hot. So
Time to
if
make
it's not-
camp.
it's time to take a swim, I think. These brothers are hot and they're used to the cooler mountains and they're sick of being in the sand. And yeah, if somebody even mentions, yeah, I'm starting to get tired, maybe we should and they're gonna head towards the river and just start stripping their stuff off, and they're just gonna go, thank you. And they're gonna sit there like belly float in the water for a little bit.
An
One thing I
opportunity
can
for
say-
another
It sounds
encounter.
like a good idea.
One thing
Just
I
don't-
can say is that someone will make the deduction that, yeah, this water's fresh. I don't think there's anything to worry about it that's living in it yet.
True.
Yeah. A swim sounds like a really good idea.
Sweet.
You lucky
And
I
though
can't
it-
turn into a crocodile yet, otherwise I would prank you.
That would be awesome. Miss, you shouldn't have said a word and done it anyway.
I unfortunately at my level I can't do that yet, otherwise I would have.
That would have been awesome.
So yeah, Kale is also going to go for a swim.
Sweet.
I'll keep watch.
And though the water isn't as restorative as it was inside the pyramid, it's still very clean and refreshing. Probably, I mean, I imagine someone living from the Middle Ages suddenly being given a thing of bottled water.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, wow, this is water? This is what water could be like? Not stagnant, nothing floating in it.
Not chewy.
Certainly not salty, which is what most of you are used to living on, coming from the Sword Coast. Not that you haven't seen fresh water before, but still, this is a whole nother matter, because the only dirt and sediment is the sand, which is heavy and settles out quickly. So you give it like 10 seconds, all the sand settles down to the bottom, and you have just really, really crisp, clear, not so cold water.
Hey,
Actually, no.
it's cooler. It's cooler than baking in the sun without water.
Actually,
Yes.
well, yeah, remember, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You've been traveling at night, and actually, yeah, the water has been chilled through the overnight air. So at this time in the morning, it is actually kind of cool. Not too cold to go swimming in, but not lukewarm either. All right, so
A little nice cool swim before relaxing and sleeping in the AC of Liamon's tiny hut.
Exactly. Although I might make the temperature just a bit warm just for you.
Is that right?
such an understanding party, such camaraderie. All right, so cast a bubble. Wait till dusk. And another uneventful day passes in the desert. Nighttime comes, you pack up your stuff. Any changes to gearing, equipment, marching order, spell list, anything else like that?
No.
Don't think so. I think, if I remember correctly, Maddie was trying to do something in his downtime, and I don't remember exactly what that is. So can we take whatever question mark thing that is and kind of allocate some time for when he comes back to playing? If he mentions it to you, Keith, can we consider giving him some time to that?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that.
it animal handling?
Oh,
Or was
Sorry.
it somebody else that was doing animal handling?
that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, we were practicing wrangling the camels,
That seems a good way to
and
pass.
learning how to make friends with animals.
Seems like a good way to pass the time while you make the druid earn his keep for setting up camp.
And then, yeah, I can't remember. Maddie was trying to do something, but I don't remember the details. So I don't want to speak for him, but if I could say, yeah, each night Matt puts, or Varric puts 60 minutes into said thing.
So Robin Williams skit about smoking the California weed. I was doing something.
As I recall, the four boys sitting around the fireplace and Stand By Me. Donald's a duck. Mickey's a mouse. Pluto's a dog. What the hell is Goofy?
Did you find your complete shirt?
Excuse me, even though I say that this was the third night out in chat, it's actually the second night from Bazaar, so my mistake. Well, actually, second
Okay.
rest, you are beginning your third night, so I get, yeah, Pagan Standard Time, living in the nocturnal paradigm. How much more can we confuse
It does get
ourselves?
confusing.
Yep.
It does get confusing. I should know. My Sunday evening game is Vampire the Masquerade. It gets confusing. Night versus day.
Yeah.
All right, so after your first 2 or 3 hours out at night, the trails begin to converge again on the river. And again, the river's a little bit ahead of you because you've been camping out.
Mm-hmm.
But you come across a feature in the desert at this point. They all apparently appear to be converging on a point for a reason. But what was once an oasis of roughly 400 yards across now is burned black, the palms broken and charred. At one side, tent poles from which hang small scraps of singed cloth jut from the sand. Nothing lives here now, though the water in the water hole will ensure that life returns. And once again, several sets of parallel runner tracks head to the north.
Well, poop.
As the person who wasn't here last session, all I have to say is, what did you do, Richard?
Well, I'm gonna drift around. I'm gonna see if
Yeah,
kind of
let's
look around. first.
investigate this place.
Yeah. See if there's any clues, anything hanging around, anything other than black char.
I'm guessing this is the burned out oasis that the dying soldier was talking about.
I'm guessing as well.
But yeah, let's look around, investigate.
Give me a second. You all remember this, don't you?
Mhm.
Sorry, I got pulled away a sec. What I miss? What was once? Okay, yeah. Okay. Did we notice anything in the blackness?
Yeah, we're about there, I think.
I'll be right back. Dog has to be let out. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're right at about 10 o'clock. So let's take our second break right now. Meet back in 14 minutes, 10 after the hour.
Very good. Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, it was Dan.
Yeah. I should have my check mark. That should be my check mark. I already, yeah, see?
Ah,
Oh, maybe it's Matt's extra.
that could be. You could be. Yep. Because that's 5 check marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait a minute. No, because
don't
the
know.
6th one then. So yeah, we are still missing someone. Jim?
So it'd be Jim, Albie, Alex, and me,
Where is
and
it?
you.
Where is it? Oh, there's
I checked off.
Yeah.
Albie, did you check off?
Yes.
Okay. Elohir did. All right. We got everyone
Weird.
here.
Oh, Ms.
Yeah, I ticked off.
Yeah, he was the first one back.
So yeah, there's 5 of us, plus Keith.
Plus the extra screen, right? And I know that one clicked. See, just to be double check.
Yeah, weird. Here's me. Weird.
All right, whatever. We're all back. All right. So, what have you decided? What are you going to do? We already have someone who does that. Thank you.
Miz has got
So
competition.
Yep.
No.
So, you want to learn how to play D&D?
so no white palm. I say we follow sleds for loot. Now the white palm's out.
Okay, and you are looking at the map, right?
I see the one that
Mhm.
not the overland. I'm looking at the battle map 1 where we
Right.
fought the scorpions.
I'm referring to the scroll map that you guys were given.
Yeah,
The one that I've shared up on the screen.
Let us see here.
So the sacred pool, if we follow that trail, that leads to the sacred pool. Now, which way were the sled trails going that north also?
Yep, sled trail seems to parallel the Sand Voyagers trail.
All right, we may as well follow that.
So, Alex, if we're looking technically, the notation, so that notation doesn't necessarily need to be the white palm. The palm tree, and where we thought it said acre.
Yeah.
That E is not the same E as that's in sacred. One's got the long symbol above
Yeah.
it.
They are different E's, but they are still E type sounds.
Right. All I'm thinking
No,
is
this
it's
is
not
this
safe to say. Go ahead.
this here where we're at is the Oasis of Akir.
Akir.
Yes.
Okay, so where did we hear that name before? I know we were
The
looking for
Dying
the
Man.
Oasis.
No,
Okay.
no. You did not get that from the Dying Man.
The Dying Man said 2 days ago, we and the Airlancers found the Oasis of Akir north of here burned to rubble.
Right. So they found the Oasis of Akir, but that's not the Oasis he told you to go to.
Okay, very
Right.
good.
But where we are at is the Oasis of Akir. Where
So we're
we
not
are
even to
headed,
the White Palm yet.
right? Where we're headed is the Oasis of the White Palm, and we are not there yet.
So we should continue traveling then.
Yes.
So he did know about this. This is not new. That being said, it does appear the area has recently been disturbed.
That's a good call, Alex, though, because I thought in my head, I was thinking we had made it to the White Palm and it's already been destroyed.
No.
So that's a good thing. It would have thrown me off, and you caught that detail that we're not even to the White Palm yet.
And we might want to pick up the pace.
Yeah, we might want to pick up the pace. Right.
The big ones that goes in my hand, and then those, if you're gonna shovel into here in a minute. Okay. Yeah.
So are we in agreement? We keep going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. There's that. Sorted.
All right. And short, so you continue on. Let's see. So it's again early evening.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before we move. You
Yes.
said the place has been disturbed. What has been disturbed?
You can tell that
Whoever's making the sled track.
and you can see that the outlines of things that had been charred in the sand have been moved. So like a body, that was on the sand that had been whatever caused it to char. It's been moved slightly away, and you can see the shadow or the flash image of the body that had covered the sand, but had been moved away from it. That kind of disturbances.
Okay. So it's been looted.
Presumably,
Is that what it
you're not
appears?
finding anything of value there either, just like the other one.
So my question being, does it look like it's been looted, or does it look like someone was looking for something specific?
That's
Policing the dead.
That's a very good question. I'd say that's probably a matter of perception.
Of the rolls. Leave it to the rolls.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see here.
The one up there, and then you want the and you want to kind
Okay,
of shape
so Kaylee seems to think that this was just random looting. Haig doesn't agree.
Can I insight to anything? Do you want me to? What would I roll to elaborate on what I don't agree?
We've been up here a long time. I think you should. Give it
So you want specific reasons why you don't agree.
Or just something leaning towards.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say basically Kaylee probably has a very valid point in noticing that everything has been looted. There's nothing left. They were looking for something specific. More than likely, a lot of valuable stuff would have been left behind.
Okay.
They took everything wholesale, regardless of what they found.
Mm-hmm.
Warm up them fireballs.
Well, you know what they say about a great
Speaking
faith,
of
you
which,
take everything.
Redreth, you are noticing that whatever fire caused this damage is significantly more powerful than the fire you are able to evoke.
I guess we make up for in quantity what we lack in quality.
That's one way to look at it. And as you are investigating the area, let's see. I love that feature. Kaylee, Barrick, Hekish, Miz. 4 of you all notice 3 riders on horseback approaching from the north.
Oh, lovely. Just what we needed.
Perfect. I ain't
I'm
scared.
go on.
Any
I'll wait for
response,
their approach.
preparatory actions, or shall I just let the events play out?
I'll have a hand on my swords. The brothers can have their hands on their swords, Conan style, like they're still in their sheath, but the hand is resting on the hilt of the sword and just waiting for them to approach. Not aggressive, just preparatory.
Yeah, just cautious.
An initial impression is that they are, they're not in pursuit, but they are moving at a good pace. They don't seem to be approaching you directly, but upon noticing you, they are heading in your direction. And you do recognize their garb as that of the dervishes that you have frequently encountered in the open desert.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
And they are riding, there's 3 of them riding draft horses.
Okay. Varric will give them a wave, see if they'll come in the direction and stop. See if they'll stop their gait or slow their gait enough to maybe throw them a question on their way by and see if they'll answer. Or if they'll approach, either way.
Well, not as soon as you raise your hand, they acknowledge and raise their hand and gesture and begin turning towards you more specific. And they were generally heading towards you, but oh, okay. So they head over towards you. And like I said, you recognize them as the local dervishes. Greetings. What brings you travelers here to this land in this area of waste and wanton destruction?
Following the devastation that's passed through here, what knowledge have you of this?
We had heard reports that Akira had been burned down, and we have come to investigate.
Same.
From which direction do you travel? Why have we not? How did you get here before us?
That way, and I point whatever direction we came from.
So you heard of the destruction of Akira from the south?
The account and show him the dead man.
Yeah, cliff notes of how we got here. Cha-ching. I love cliff notes.
My
You know, you see
condolences.
lips moving in the ding, 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 and then you get in forward.
Standard NPC music.
Yeah, exactly.
Condolences for your loss. Do you hail from the White Palm?
Did.
What was that response?
I don't
I
know.
said he
either.
did.
Yeah, he did, right.
And how did you come across this man?
Through our
We-
adventures.
Dying on a battlefield?
Let us
Through our
start-
general
let us start
travels
over.
of the land, yeah.
Let us start over then. What brings you to Warren?
So, general cliff notes of, I don't know. So they're the dervishes. Obviously, word has probably gotten around, right, guys? Do we agree with this? I'm going to give you guys the eye of, should I tell him where we're from?
Go ahead and tell them where we're from.
Yeah.
Okay. So NPC, passer music, cliff notes of the pyramid, pushed on. I'm going to choose to not mention that we released the big bad, but we're in
Yeah, he
search
doesn't
of what
really
we
need to
know.
know
of
that right now.
Right, but we're in search of the stars, and just let them know that we are the ones that brought water back to the plains.
We found this dying soldier in a battlefield
Huh?
who directed us to go talk to so-and-so.
I'm not sure.
Hang on, did you just say you want to tell him that we are searching for the stars?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So you are going to disclose that you are searching for the stars, the star gems.
Correct.
Okay. And you are disclosing also that you've been brought here apparently to help stop a prophecy
Correct.
Yep.
or as part of a prophecy to prevent destruction.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, the purpose of would not necessarily disclose that we're here to stop the prophecy, just that we were prophesied to come here, and our adventures are giving us more detail into why we're here.
So as you start commenting on it and start, even beginning to hint that there's larger powers at play, and that, you are here not necessarily of your own choice, but that fate has brought you here. One of the other dervishes, not the one who's been talking to you, speaks up. You see, I told you it's the prophecy. They have been brought here. They are here to stop the demon.
Thanks, Billy. We'll see you.
I say, and the other one, the leader looks back at him and say, yes, you may be right, but let's find out what they know. And he responds back, he's come back. He's going to punish us. This is our penance for turning away from the gods. The party should have listened to us.
Help us stop him, and maybe he won't.
Legend tells that we do not know how to stop him. The only way that we know is to recommit ourselves to the old ways, and that is what we have been trying to do.
Do you know how to reach something Kessin of the White Palm? Is it Kessin?
Sheikh Kassim?
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the dude.
Yes, he still rules over the Oasis.
Great.
Have
Go
you
for
not
it.
The Oasis
Just
currently
here.
intact.
have you not been to the White Palm?
Not yet.
That was our original goal.
He regards you quizzically, almost as if you are alien.
Well, technically we are.
Oh,
Two stone guys, the lizard dude, the cat. We're pretty much as fucking alien as you can think of.
And a couple of elms.
Well, at first we thought we were aliens. Come to find out that the portal we went through was still worldly. We just got shipped to another part of the world, right? Do I remember that right? We were teleported.
Yes, but we're still aliens to this land.
True.
You're not your standard group of dervishes.
We had to pass through the border wall.
The dust wall.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the actual name of it, but I know what you're talking about. All right, so realizing that you guys are obviously not native to this land and kind of beginning to understand why you don't know so much, he starts filling you in. Oh, what the Oasis of the White Palm is the center of the desert here. Anything and everything that you could possibly need can be found there. Sheikh Qasim has ruled there for many, many years and is set to pass on his lineage to his eldest son, Quran.
Quran.
Name right?
Pronounced the same as the IRL Muslim Bible.
Hold on. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right name.
Gotcha.
That name. Not there. Not there. Here we go. Sheikh Qasim Aslan. Hassan and Chorus. Sorry. Okay, so Qasim is the father. Hassan is his oldest son, who is set to pass it on to, and Chorus is his second son. Apparently, they are twins. Chorus is denied lineage by mere seconds, so that gets brought out in the conversation. But they also point out. Yes, there's been a lot going on in the Oasis recently. A lot of drama and intrigue. The firstborn son is set to be married soon to his chosen bride, but apparently the manager of the guild hall has disappeared and has been missing for several weeks. And the sheik is wary to pursue informal events until the matters are resolved. But there's been a lot of conflict in the Oasis recently, and several of the members of the guild hall have expressed dissatisfaction with his leadership.
Yep, side squabble, guys. I can't remember. Are we keeping the scroll map close to our hip, or have we been sharing that information with other people?
We've been keeping that close.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if I could pull out the scroll map and say, show us where the White Palm is on this map. But I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we're not showing the map off to anybody.
Okay. Then I will renege that statement. So how do we reach the White Palm from here?
The White Palm is your next stop along the Sand Voyagers Trail. It is probably about another 20 miles to the northwest.
Okay, so yeah.
As he points at the river filling in behind him, he points out that the river's going to turn to the west as you head north.
Okay, so we're still following.
You kind of see that on the map, what I've exposed on the map at this point.
Yeah. So shall we continue on?
Probably.
Anything else that we need to know?
Interesting. All right, I'm a little hard pressed on how to roll this specifically into the conversation. But one thing that does get revealed by one of the other guys, probably while he's ranting about prophecies and legends, you hear him make a comment that beyond the hills, the world ends. There, the sky is bottomless. Ships sail the clouds, and their spectral crews attempt to bring the souls they capture to the ancient cursed city of stone.
So this guy, one of the guys in the background, is just kind of staring into space, reciting the prophecy.
Yeah, I guess that could be one way to do it, but this isn't specifically related to the prophecy.
Okay.
He's more commenting about, yeah, in your travels and having come from other lands. It's like, wait a minute, if you've come from elsewhere, I thought that, there was only roaring, there was only the desert. I didn't know there were lands beyond the bottomless sky.
Huh.
Probably let me see if I can copy that.
Okay. So, oh, there it is. Yeah.
I will say, as a DM, it is very intriguing that that particular story point should emerge now. I don't think that gives too much away, but might indicate its significance. And I will remind you, DM,
Considering the fact that the other shinies we've been finding in cities, like the sunken city,
Significant places, right?
cursed city of stone. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, no, maybe. I'm wondering if there's something, if we're going to find out from Kasim and the boys that there's a star right in the white palm. In the Oasis of the White Palm. But if Akir was an Oasis as well, are we passing over something we missed? Because we haven't gone to the crypt yet.
one thing I will share, DM, to players that's worth keeping in mind. The original content of this whole campaign was originally 4 or 5 different storylines that, from an editing standpoint, they made a lot of errors, but in terms of bringing the story together, they did the stories together. They did a really good job consolidating. So there are a lot of details that are part of smaller legends that only tie into everything after the fact, but they have value in their own right. So hopefully you find some value in that clue. But I will say, you guys are on the money. You're thinking along the right lines to be able to keep this going. And I will say, I've only had one group successfully finish this campaign. Not for dying, but for not being able to figure it out. And I think you guys will be able to do it, especially since you've shown such interest in the language. So anyway.
Well, we have a conundrum at this point because we're kind of on a time frame to bring the dead guy back to the Sheik, because
You don't want him
based on
sticking.
what he was saying, well, that and he is going to get kind of personal here pretty soon. But he did say something about it kind of set in frame a time frame, like a location where this was going to all kick off.
The place is set.
Yeah, the place is set. So we should probably consider, because if we head to this other place that he just brought up, that may take us well out of the time frame, and also we're carrying around a dead body. So we should probably go talk to dude sooner rather than later.
And to be clear, you have no idea where this place is. This is just the first time you've heard of it. The
Right.
Cursed Stone.
But I'm thinking if after we talk to dude, we might go find the other place, or he may direct us to the other place.
So group consensus is
Keep
Continue
heading to
on
the White
talking.
Palm.
Yeah.
Ow.
so. Let's see.
Always with the valuable insight there, Mizram.
Yes.
Meow.
I mean, that sounds fine to me. I kind of zoned out a little bit though, so I'm slightly behind. Sometimes I zone out when I don't mean to. That's just kind of how my brain works
Isn't that
sometimes.
kind of the definition of zoned out?
No, because I can also zone out intentionally.
Okay.
All right. So let's see.
I don't know. I guess that'd be the difference between zoning out and tuning out.
I suppose.
All right, so you head on out. After just giving your regards to the three dervishes and part amicably. And you continue heading north, which soon turns to the northeast. Sorry, northwest. So let's see, that would be and shortly before dawn, all right, so shortly before dawn, maybe about 2 hours or so, the night sky is suddenly alive with streaming lights, like giant fireflies.
You're really quiet, Keith.
Sorry. The night sky is suddenly alive with streaming lights, like giant fireflies. They streak from a position directly overhead towards the horizon. They act almost as an arrow to point to where you should go, or perhaps should not go. And what direction is that? That would be to your west. Definitely not in line with the river, probably about 45 to 60 degrees to the left of the path you're following down the river at this point.
Okay.
So basically, looking at the scroll map, that's that other place that's in the north, like in the central top, probably in that direction. But we need to keep going to the guy and get that taken care of. Then we can move on to other stuff.
If you are, yeah, on the map, yeah, if you're if you are right about what you where you placed that Kier in the sacred pool, it is probably pointing to the almost directly towards that object in this middle top.
With the 5 columns.
Correct, not the tree. Yeah, sacred pool is pretty obvious. I'm not disclosing anything.
And there are how many shinies in total?
There are 5.
Interesting. Okay. So make note of the light and continue to the white palm.
So you travel
That's
for
what I
about
would do.
So you travel for about another 3 hours before the sun starts rising, and you decide to make camp. No other events. But let's see. We're gonna expose the mask here. At this point, this mountain range up here should be quite obvious.
Are we still following? Are the sled tracks going the same direction, or have they veered off?
Nope. Sled tracks, riverbed, and Sam Voyager's trail all roughly going in the same direction.
Okay, then
riverbed,
question: we had talked about pushing on harder. Did we want to continue traveling, or do we need to do a certain amount of rest, or how do we want to do that?
Excuse me.
well, at this point, I will point out that sun is rising. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Another daytime update. And whoever's tending to the animals and the supplies will note that even the water is doing well because of the flowing water. Your food supplies are down to a little less than half of what you started out with. Actually, probably even a third of what you started out with.
That means no more
Sounds
second
like we should-
breakfast, guys.
Or 11.
Sounds like we should. Sounds like we should stop at the Oasis of the White Palm and restock. And see what we can learn there.
I agree. It doesn't change the fact that we need to go there. So
Yeah.
All right, so as we close in on the end of this session, and I do a little prognostication, there's not going to be any other events really. So let's get the timeline correct. So it's about 7:01 p.m. on the 12th. Sorry, a.m. on the 12th. Camp goes no problem. You leave around 5, 6-ish that afternoon. As the sun is going down. And you make it another night of travel without any event. As morning approaches the next day, the 13th, you come across what you're guessing is
really soft again.
you're coming across what you're guessing is your destination. So give me 1 second.
Awesome.
High overhead flies a formation of robed humans mounted on Pegasi. From the lance of one flutters a pennant of blue with what appears to be a white palm tree as a device. Suddenly a horn sounds. The white-robed riders tilt their lances downward and dive in your direction, their mounts landing so as to surround you. As they approach, still mounted, it is possible to see snow-white leather armor beneath their flowing robes, and a wickedly curved scimitar and metal-sheathed dagger hanging from the baldric of each. The casual way they bear their lances speaks of their willingness to do instant battle. Let's see. There are 11 of them.
Lovely.
Yes.
Fireball.
Yeah, that's a universal hello if I ever saw one.
Well, they have come down to greet you. They're obviously a little bit cautionary. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily being rude, not intentionally rude anyway, but they've obviously got stuff that they're responsible for.
Well,
And
with the exception of the camels and the cat, they outnumber us anyway. So I don't really feel that they would need to be cautious.
yeah, this is true, especially mounted on Pegasi, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they land in front of you. They don't quite surround you, but they do make a semicircle line up around you. And the spokesman, the one with the horn and the pennant, steps forward and looks around at the group, trying to ascertain who he should be addressing himself to, and apparently decides to pick out
The cat.
Yeah, sure, the cat. No, hey, actually, is who he decided. Well, no, wait a minute.
Whoever is the highest charisma.
No, it's not necessarily highest charisma, but we're not going to go with the lower charisma of the two. Where's my character sheet?
Oh, I've been muted this whole time. So
yeah.
so
sorry.
when
so Varric. So he addresses Varric.
I was gonna say not Hague, not Hague, not Hague, not Hague. Bad
Yeah.
charisma. No, no, no.
No, not with the 5. He's just basically uncomely. No one even wants to talk to him.
So what I said when I was muted and didn't know it was I'd like to find out who's got the pendant and take the pendant and kind of drop it by the chain out of my hand and go, so who fashioned your armor?
Ms. has it.
Drop it, Miss. Show him your things.
I'm in cat form, and cat don't have pockets.
So what, are you wearing it around your neck?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to show off a bit of bling, but
Hey, a kitty with a silver medallion would look pretty rad.
Where are you hiding that thing?
Don't ask.
Or do we want to know?
well,
Too much information.
what I'll do is I will drop my cat form,
As long as it's not your trouser.
and I will pull out the medallion and just hold it up.
Smooth move. Very smooth move. As soon as you pull out the medallion, their attitude changes instantly. And the leader bows to you and says, "We must get this to Sheikh Qasim immediately. May we escort you back to the Oasis?"
Please.
You may. Thank you.
Can we call it there so I can take my son to his girlfriend?
That's exactly what I wanted to at least let you know that you guys had made it to the Oasis before we closed out the session for today. So
Awesome ending. That awesome ending to the session.
Make sure
Awesome.
that your son knows that your entire D&D group supports his decision. Congratulations.
I will let him know.
Well, you can
Geeks
join
for
your son.
girlfriends.
You can join your son to his girlfriend, and long you're playing this tune from YouTube on full blast, and you roll up to a house.
Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm
folks.
gonna head.
Folks, I
Right
hope you had fun. We will have our next session in 2 weeks. I understand you've got something else going on that afternoon. I'm hoping you can join us at least for a little while in the morning.
We'll see what happens. It's the
Yeah, I
day
know.
of, So if there's shit to be done, my hands are tied.
Well, get it done Friday night then, but yeah, let's see if you can.
What do you think I'm doing after now? I'm going to be spending the rest of the day and the next 3 days doing shit around the house.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I know. Well,
this was my get out of jail free to go play with the boys and the lady, and now it's back to work. So
yeah, welcome to home ownership.
yeah,
I hear you,
preach to the
dude.
choir.
I'm right there with you. I am almost done with mine, so I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Well, this everything we're doing now is the big push for the party next not 2 Saturdays from now. So yeah,
Dan,
One
then
sec-
you move on to the garage. It doesn't stop.
yeah.
I
know.
told Aiden, I already told Aiden we're gonna need a little bit of a break, but our pocketbook needs a little bit of a break.
Yes,
Cheese and crow.
totally.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to kill the
I know.
recording at this point, everyone. And that is
Okay.
it for session 34.